Hi, I'm Nick O'Day from Fulton County GIS, and I'm here to talk about our crime incident mapping application that is designed to help the Fulton County Police Department carry out their duty to keep Georgia safe. In order to kind of understand the project and its scope, it's easier to start at the beginning and look at what the existing tools were that the Fulton Police Department had before. Up until recently, they were mostly limited to just tabular and statistical analysis, looking at a table, looking at data that was static on a map that we provided, which is great and that has powerful benefits, but it doesn't allow the police to do any kind of in-depth analysis or anything beyond just looking at points on a map, which are useful again, but not as dynamic as they need to be. Of course, in order to start assessing their needs, we needed to look at the tools that they were needing. And we've identified 4 areas that the police really needed to have addressed in whatever tool we delivered to them. Those 4 areas are that the tools have to be interactive, intuitive, informative, and they have to be real-time. So interactive means that the tool needs to have give the police the ability to zoom in and zoom out and do some simple analysis in the map. Intuitive, there again, it has to be something that's light on IT. The police, their job is to fight crime, whereas our job is to do all the technical stuff. So if we leave the technical stuff to us and the crime fighting to them, everybody's happier. Informative is just delivering the data as simply and as robustly as can possibly be. And then real-time is just what it sounds like. Real-time data in a police environment means that they can look at their crime incidents happening almost as we speak. The GIS solution is in 3 components. The first component is to develop a script which goes and acquires the data from the police database and brings it into the GIS database. From that point forward, it's pushed through ArcGIS server and then out to a web application that was developed in Adobe Flex. The last component, and the component that's most common to all projects, is the wrap-up and constantly evaluating, did we really answer the initial questions that the police were asking us? So to kind of zoom into this a little bit, the plan, step 1, developing the script. The script does some core things. Number 1, like I said, it connects to the police RMS. It extracts those database records from the police database and brings them into the GIS database. Then the script normalizes those addresses and that information, geocodes them, finds a location for all of those records on a map, and then updates some other useful attributes such as day of the week and crime type and things of that nature that are important to the analysis. The second step is to then take that data and push it forward into ArcGIS server, using ArcGIS server rather, so that the data can be easily manipulated and consumed by web mapping applications. Besides the crime incidents, we also had some other layers that we had to take care of, such as the police beats, the police precincts, and the city limits. Those were all our core database layers that we needed to have incorporated into the mapping service. The final component is actually building the application, and we chose to go with the Adobe Flex Builder 3 as our developing environment. And that allows us to develop in Flex, which is an open source language that is good for everybody. If it's free, it's for me, kind of an idea. So this application has 3 basic components. The first component is the ability to query by a date range and also any combination of crime types and days of the week. The second component is displaying the data that's returned. So it's points on a map, yes, just like before, but also with the added ability of looking at a dynamic table that's created from that query, and then also looking at a result, the resulting pie chart of that. So it gives a little bit more than just a regular map would or regular mapping application would. It actually gives the police some ability to do some light analysis. The application also provides an overview map so that when you're zoomed into a small area you can see where you are generally in the world, and also a legend. And in addition to that, it also performs some address geocoding, so if police are interested in one certain intersection, they can go ahead and zoom into that. You can zoom to the query results, which is also helpful. And then finally, the application gives the users the ability to print any combination of the map, the chart, and/or the table, which is always a good thing, so they can distribute it at their meetings where they're planning force deployments. As you can imagine, any kind of web mapping application development doesn't happen in a vacuum. And besides just leveraging our in-house knowledge and the knowledge locally, we also found some other great resources. Those resources, including the ones that you see on the slide. The ArcGIS Flex API Resource Center was extremely helpful, as were some live examples by other Flex developers out there. There's an incredible example from a lady that developed a web mapping application in Clearwater, Florida. There's also the Flex developer blogs and some other interesting resources that you can see in the slide. So the bottom line that we have to look at the end of the day is, are we making an impact? And according to our contacts in the police department, yes, we are making an impact. And they've noticed a marked increase in the number of cases they've been able to solve through using the analysis that we've provided. Of course, that translates into an overall increase in the efficiency of the patrols that they are carrying out. So to answer the question, are we doing what we're supposed to do? Yes, we are.